For this video, I am taking on the Circus of Cheerful Slaughter on Master difficulty from the Isle of Madness story mode. And that's one of my favorite names for any of the encounters, so I can't help but smile or giggle a little bit when I say it. For this particular encounter, the field lane is replaced with a madness lane. Creatures here have Pilfer transform into a creature that costs one more. So for this encounter, I'm using a slightly modified version of the Heretic Crusader deck. And I say slightly modified because we're going to use some of the same tricks that the AI is using. We're going to include cards like Afflicted Alit and Mudcrab Ankle Snapper because they will pilfer upon entering play. And then on top of that, we're still going to run all of the cheap creatures and try to get the Conjurer to go off. So the deck code will be in the video description if you want to use mine, just like always, or if you want to use your own, that's fine too. You could just use an aggressive deck. Going with Archer and a ton of charge creatures is a great way to go about this. But again, we're going to dive right in and try the Conjurer version. A lot of the same tools that you want for this encounter are already in Conjurer, and it's a kind of a fun and neat deck. If you get Conjurer to go off and you high roll into the Madness lane, then you high roll even further typically because things just keep getting bigger and bigger. So it's kind of a fun way to go. Now, we do typically want these cards, but not in our opening hand. Similarly, we probably don't want that. We're looking for charge creatures. We're looking for Nord Firebrand, Shadow Mirror. There you go. Raiding Party is great early on. Conjurer stuff can come later, and we'll deal with that then. So, or Conjurer can come now, but we're just gonna go ahead and Shadow Mirror, and this will just become a 2-drop, and we'll give it Ward, and we're fine with that.
Time to fight.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So as you can see, the Alit, when it hits, does in fact pilfer, which is exactly the same reason why we're running it as well. We're going to pilfer ourselves and hope for a good high roll here.
I raised the spine of obedience.
Didn't really get it. So our opponent takes the trade, but honestly the drain kind of helps us. That means we can get more pilfers in before we give them cards. So we're okay with that in principle. And
time to fight.
We're gonna go ahead and turn these into a pair of 1-drops. Again, we have the Conjurer here, but and that is a very nice roll for us. Bat, unfortunately, going to slow us down a wee bit here, but the Shackle is nice. And we are going to go ahead.
I can't stand
make the trade, draw some additional cards ourselves. And develop this Marked Man.
Did you hear that?
We're going to save this because next turn there is a strong chance we'll play a Conjurer over here just to see if we can set up some shenanigans. But for now,
will destroy you.
We'll do this and take the transform. And I guess we'll deal the damage here to get rid of it.
Sheogora will bleed.
And since we have 2 Conjurers, we're going out on a limb. Not punished too bad.
You are dead.
Could have been worse. That one's a little more troublesome. Oof. Was a very good turn for our opponent, so we might need to make some changes to our own game plan. Let's go ahead and get our own pilfer in. It's actually kind of nice. We'll just ride that train. And I think we want to wall up over there, while also getting another pilfer, turning this into a 3-drop. Sadly, the Skivaton does not help us too much. This over here is a bit of a concern because they do run these Murkwater Witches, so Conjurer is less guaranteed to go off if we put that over there. And now that we have a crossbow, that is something that we need to consider. Though with 3 of them, I think we can make it worth our while. Let's go ahead and take the breakthrough pilfer on this.
They run like cowardly schemers.
And we'll take that trade and take this pilfer. Again, you're just kind of managing the board, and you're trying to upscale your creatures a bit. So let's do this. Take a pilfer again. And honestly, I don't think we actually want to make any sacrifices there. This is mostly just about stalling with the guard, because we do have the Quicksilver combo on this following turn anyway, so... we might not even need it. Kind of depends on what happens with our pilfers here, believe it or not. So, let's go ahead and take the obvious one first. Let's turn this into a 7. Path Mage finds us nothing, sadly.
The lady
and
guide.
I think we're just going to take trades. Take trades.
Shiogora will bleed.
Well, go ahead and take this so that we can get 1 random transformation and hope for a good quality high roll.
For this road.
That's actually pretty good. And that's actually pretty good. Okay. So we have the wall up. This will turn into an 8-drop. This will turn into a 9-drop while also creating something. That's assuming that that's not just lethal. So all in all, should have this in hand. And as I said, I think this list is great because it has the right number of charge creatures, a little bit of some defensive tools. You can see the javelins in hand, and then just an awful lot of interesting pilfer options.
We must break through their ranks.
Choose a card from our deck. Let's grab a Nord Firebrand just because. It doesn't matter because 7/8, 4/4, 4/4.
The East will reclaim me.
Yeah.
The lady
We
guide.
can do this. Pilfer.
Seems
I
I
know
must
that I
stick
have
to
this
their
over
level.
here, but with this encounter, you just want to see what you get. What's our 8-drop? Another charger anyway. And that's it. So like I said, this deck does a great job, in my opinion, of trying to take advantage of the event, and we've added some of the tech the AI uses while also utilizing Heretic Conjurer, which just does silly things. It's very fun. Easy way to beat the encounter, in my opinion. And there you have it. So if you were struggling, I hope that this helped you.
Lazra?
If you were struggling, you probably picked up on
Lazra,
what
are
to
you
do because
okay?
the AI is doing it against you anyway, but you can copy this deck code. Hopefully it helps. Thanks for watching, and until next time, may you walk on warm sands.